All right, so if you're an Aries Rising and going into January 2026, um, right from the start, like on the very first day, you're gonna have Mercury entering into Capricorn, and I think as that's gonna be your 10th house. So probably right now, December, you've been thinking about maybe travel or having conversations about these types of things since Mercury was in your ninth house, and maybe travel, philosophy, beliefs, things that you believe in, and whether you know it's the right thing to believe in because you have you've had Mercury right before it ends up entering into Capricorn on the first day. You've had it go through a square with Saturn and Neptune and Pisces, which is in your 12th house of also kind of like maybe deeper thoughts. It could also be health, like your mental health and things like that. So probably on the first day, it's going into your 10th house. So now you're thinking about how you probably want to be perceived in the world and your status, maybe career matters and things like that. You have all these other planets there as well, Sun, Mars, Venus. So now, like, you're going to be like starting, like, your mind is going to get on board with that. Maybe, you know, leading up to this point, you had things you had things in motion. You were starting things in motion in this area, but now like your mind is gonna start actually getting to this point where like you're on board like fully. Like now that Mercury's in there, you don't have any more planets in Sagittarius. And then on the third, you're gonna have that full moon, which is going to be um, cap. It's gonna be in Cancer. There's going to be a full moon in Cancer. So what this is going to be doing is Cancer is your fourth house, and so your fourth house opposes all this stuff in your 10th house, and you have Mars, Sun, Venus, now Mercury all in the 10th house, and now you got the moon and Jupiter in your fourth house. So I'll talk about this more in my full moon video, so be sure to check this out. But just to give you a quick little insight on what might be happening is the fourth house rules your home, family, private life. And like I just said about your 10th house is career, status, maybe how the world sees you. And so these things are going to be in opposition to one another. And there could be there could be some conflict, but you know, the way I look at it is Mars is in Capricorn in your 10th house and it's exalted, meaning that this is like the best position it can be in, and it moves way more smoothly and maybe more methodically in the 10th house compared to even its own signs in Aries and Scorpio. It's like I think kind of like a combination of the two. Like it can, in Capricorn, it can keep going, yet it can keep going in a methodical way. Whereas when it's in Aries, it might be go, go, go fast, but not like too much thought into it. And when it's in Scorpio, it might not move as much, but it's gonna make a good action, but it's kind of slower. And I think in Capricorn, it's like a mixture of both of those. So I think with that there, you got Jupiter in Cancer, which it's exalted there, and so with Jupiter in Cancer, you got expansion and finding meaning. Jupiter means meaning, expansion, growth, abundance. So, and this is in your family. So things are all involved around family or your home life. So there could be things going on where you're pulled between the two. And I think it's best to maybe just find a balance. So what could be possibly coming up is you're finding yourself. maybe even you're expanding your family, like you're having more family, like you're introducing people into your family, whether it's a baby, whether it's just new people coming into your home in your family life, um, or it could be maybe you're getting a new home and you're expanding on your home. So things like that could get in the way of like career or things that you're working on, or vice versa. The things that you're working on could get in the way of the things that's going on at home. But then after that, I'd say the next transit that will be coming up is maybe January 6th. That's what I got written. You got Mars, Sun, Venus linking up together in a close conjunction. So I think that when this happens, like I just think that something interesting might happen. This is in your 10th house, so I'd be looking out for that. There might be something that really clicks and connects. You got Mars, action, Sun, the focus and spotlight, and Venus, pleasure, even relationship. So when they're all like linking up, like literally like near the same degree, I think it's going to be let me see. I think it's gonna be at, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, 16 degrees. So uh, when that happens, I think usually you'll see something happen. So I would be looking out. This is happening around in the morning on the 6th, around six, around. I use Central Standard Time, so maybe around 5:30 in the morning. It could be happening before or later, but I'd be looking out for that day, the morning, afternoon. Like, yeah, so I just feel like something's gonna be happening for a lot of people. And then I would say next you have on the 10th, you have that same Mars in the 10th house and Jupiter in the fourth house, opposition. But now it's at a tighter degree, whereas earlier we were talking about the full moon. There's a full moon on the third, but now you have that opposition between Mars and Jupiter, and it's gonna be, I believe, at about 20 degrees. Yeah, 20 degrees. The sun will also be there. And so I think this is where that opposition really gets tight. So um yeah, I think it's gonna be revolving around the same things I just talked about with the full moon. It's just it might be even more stronger of an event this day, or it could be a highlight, something, just a highlight moment that sticks in your mind that happens on this day. And so I would be looking out for that. Like I said, around the same topics that I was just talking about. Um, you have around the 16th, the moon will let me see. Yeah, on the 16th, the moon will enter into um, Capricorn as well around trying to think, around 6 o'clock in the morning. If you're Central Standard Time, think when I'm speaking, I'm talking Central Standard Time. Or if you're Eastern, that'd be 5 a.m. And this is just that many more planets in Capricorn. So it seems like a lot of more. There's just a lot of focus this month. At the end of December, this is where it got started, and then I'd say definitely the first half of January, and all the way up to maybe the third quarter of January. There's just a lot of focus on your 10th house, like work or status or kind of goals, even. And the moon is entering here, so like you're really feeling that. It's gonna be there for a couple days, a few days, but you're really feeling that, and that's just a big stellium going on in that house. So I think that just further emphasizes, like, you're going to be working on some things, And then not only that, you'll have Venus, Sun trining Uranus, which is in your second house of finances. So with Uranus, usually it could be unexpected things coming up or surprises coming up. Yeah, things that just shake things up a bit. So you could see something, that you didn't have see, you couldn't foresee happening coming up around this time, around the 16th. So I'd be watching out for that. Then let's see. You also have uh, Venus entering into Aquarius on the 17th. I think around 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And Venus is leading the way. Everybody else is following. The Sun is following behind Venus, then Mars, and Mercury. I think Mercury will beat Mars, but Venus is leading the way. So Aquarius is your 11th house of friendships, communities, um, dreams, like kind of like these big idea dreams that you might have, or ideals that you have. It could even uh, rule like parties and stuff like that. I think when Venus is there, like good time. Um, and so with Venus leading the way, I think there's just this like something's gonna catch your eye around this time that you'll end up liking, and that's gonna lead the way to a lot of things like when the sun comes in there, and when the sun comes in next, I think that's gonna put more of a spotlight on this thing that's caught your interest. And then when Mars comes in there and Mercury comes in there as well, your actions and your thoughts are going to be more focused and wrapped up in this as well. So something around, like I said, maybe friendships, groups, communities, maybe finding your tribe, um, maybe, like I said, your dreams. If that's not what it's about, maybe like certain dreams, goals that you have, big ideas that you've had. And then, like I said, with all these planets, like which were in Capricorn in your 10th house, all now transferring into your 11th house. What I think you could see happening is it could just be a busy time, hanging out with friends and things like that, and groups and communities. And you might, this might be, parties or events and things like that for some people out there. So I'd be looking out for that as well. Then on the 18th, the next day, in the afternoon, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, the around maybe 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, you'll have that new moon. Um, you'll have a new moon going on in that 10th house of Capricorn. So, and the weird thing is that this is at the 28th degree, which is like very at the end, close to the last degree, which is 29 degrees. I feel like, because it's a new moons mean like you're starting something new. And like I said, I'm gonna make a new moon video, so you could check that out for more me going more in depth. But just to give you a little insight, like it's something starting new in this 10th house of like career and work or your status. But like shortly after, both of these planets, the sun and the moon, are going to be going into your house of friendship. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, what could this be about? Is this about like I said, they're so close to even Venus, which would be at 1 degrees in Aquarius, and then you got Pluto, which is not far off at 3 degrees. So I wonder if somehow, some way, this is still related to like some new beginning with communities and or your dreams, some new beginning, and this is also tied into your career and work and things like that. So I'd be looking out for that and seeing like what could be happening. Like I said, this is going to be on the 18th. Then you'll have, like I said, on the around the 20th, the very next day you'll have, actually the same day you'll have the moon go in, and then the next day on the 19th, maybe. Actually, no, I think on the 20th you'll have the sun and Mercury entering into Aquarius. So then at that point you'll have the moon, um, sun, Venus, and Mercury all in the house of the 11th house of Aquarius, and you'll have Mars coming in shortly. But what I want to say first is like the moon's, I think, gonna hit Pluto first. It's gonna pass because it travels so fast, so it's gonna pass up Venus. But the moon and Venus are gonna hit Pluto first, and the thing about Pluto is usually it's a anything that kind of touches it and comes into conjunction with it, they're gonna experience some type of kind of purification or transformation of some sort. So I think as all these planets, because it's at 3 degrees, Pluto's at 3 degrees, so all these planets have to come in conjunction with it, like right off the bat within the first few days of entering. And it's kind of like something might you might be letting go of some things in communities, or just some big changes, like really big, intense, maybe even life changing things are happening around this time, around January 20th. Because like I think January, let's see, January 3rd, Venus is conjuncting Pluto, and then I think a few days later you'll have the Sun and Mercury. So around 20th, the 19th to the 22nd, like you'll just have all these planets like coming into contact with Pluto, and I just feel like this is gonna be some like big transformation and purification, meaning like letting certain things go that maybe no longer serve you. So I'd be looking out for those type of things, and this is also around the 11th house topic. So like I said, this could be communities, friendships, um, ideals, dreams, hopes, wishes, those types of things. So like be paying attention for those types of things. And then let's see, on the 23rd, you'll have Mars in the morning. You'll have Mars coming into Aquarius as well. And let's see, I think on the 27th, Mars will also come into that conjunction with Pluto. And then at the very end of the, or not the very end of the month, but I think one of the one of the last things that's going to be happening for this month, which is going to happen on the 26th, and it's pretty big, is Neptune is finally going to enter back into Aries, and this is your first house. So this is you, and take this from me. You know, I'm a Pisces rising. I got a Virgo stellium, so that's where all my Mercury comes from. But I'm a Pisces rising, so I had Neptune in my first house for like, I want to say, what is that? I think that's it's since 2011 or so, which is like 14 years, man. And I can say that it's definitely been a time of really, ups and downs and figuring out kind of, my identity and things like that. But then there's also like, so yeah, like with Neptune going into that first house, I think it's going to cause a lot of like discovery of like and dissolving of boundaries, kind of like whatever you think you really are. And I think, because at first you're gonna have it in there, but then you're gonna have Saturn in the beginning as well, coming through next month in February. So with the two, you know, I think Neptune's gonna be like dissolving a lot of your identity. The first house also represents the body, So things could be falling apart with the body as well, like or health. Um, the certain looks that you might go for, because this could be your look. It's how you should come off to the world. So it could be dissolving that, but then with Saturn right there, it could be restructuring like something new. So it could be a lot of dissolving and renewing. Because I felt like the last 2.5 years, because I've had Saturn in there with Neptune. It's been a lot of yeah, like dissolving of this and breaking this down, but then building this up in different ways in my life. So I think you'll expect that more in the beginning, because Saturn won't be back at here. Like Saturn's just going to go through for 2.5 years, where Neptune's going to be here for about 14 years. Saturn's just going to be here 2.5 years, and it won't be back for another 30 years or so, which by that time Neptune won't be here. So you'll be experiencing this probably right from the beginning. And I would just say, just be open to what could come with that. And I'll probably make a video more in detail on that, specifically Saturn and Neptune going through Aries for you. So I think that's it. Yeah, good luck, and yeah, I think it'll be a good month, and you guys know what to do. You guys know what to do. So yeah, Aries, yeah, you guys know what to do. So yeah, thanks. See you next time.